the food amounts or the drugs, or you're trying to develop a body. I think guys tend to overeat more, and I think that's the most dangerous thing, honestly, because that amount of protein, the constant training, the recovery process. I mean, it starts to wear, and the guys are getting older that are competing. That's the difference. I think as they continue to beat down their bodies as they get into their 30s and 40s, I mean, that's when you start, I'm looking at that as a health aspect. I mean, I retired at 40. Could I have kept going? Yes. But for me, it was like, okay, I achieved great success in my 30s, 20s also, but I was able to carry the Olympia title through my 30s. And for me, I never thought about, okay, if I lost this thing, where do I go? Like, it's only downward from there, right? Unless I was able to regain it back, which history kind of tells, a guy at 40 years old isn't necessarily going to come back and win the Mr. Olympia title against guys in their 30s, especially someone that had better genetics than me. So I think that everyone has a certain genetic makeup, meaning they're destined for, body issues like hip issues, heart problems, cancers, whatever it is. I really don't think that, I think some guys abuse drugs just like anyone, as far as even the recreational side, or smoking cigarettes, alcohol, we've seen it all. But to be honest, I mean, the guys that reach that elite level, especially at the Olympia level, are there for a reason. With or without drugs, they would still be somewhat more genetically inclined to do better. And I think that there's a lot of misconception with the top guys using more stuff or doing more damage to their bodies than the guys that are lower level. I think the training and, like I said, the nutrition have a lot to do with your the time you actually can be on top and be able to remain healthy. And I say that not to sit here and point at myself and say, hey, I'm a model of what, perfect, limitations are. But you know what? I was a volume trainer. I never trained crazy heavy. I ate very, very well. I worked with a nutrition since 18 years old, and I never was a big protein eater. I was more of a carbohydrate eater. And I think that had a lot to do with why now at 45 I can continue to train with zero joint pain. I had an injury, of course, that knocked me out of the Olympia for my second to last year, but my body feels great, and I'm still eating on a very clean diet. And I think that, I'm just looking at now as like, okay, how long can I live? Whereas if you told me at 25, like, okay, if you can win Mr. Olympia and you're going to limit yourself to live to 40, I probably would have made the decision to win the Olympia and